For Enterprise fans, welcome to the second match in the playoff rounds between EizanTayama and Zyrak. EizanTayama managed to get a win, so Zyrak needs the win here to stay alive and force a third match. I'm here with Bad Karma. Bad Karma, how does this start look to you?
This start is very interesting. It is get to the moon and get that Baron key. With a Palom start, I love a Palom start. It can be really strong. After doing Antline, he's got Ice too. So it'll really depend on who's going to come out with him. But with the free character checks, I'm sure we'll get a nice, easy party going pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely. Give Palom just a little push through the first couple of fights, and he'll carry you hard through the middle of the seed and is still a fine contributor at the end.
Yeah, and with the darkness hard required here with our two objectives on the moon, both our runners are going to be keeping a hard lookout for more black mages and Attila to hopefully get that D machine grind and really slingshot these black mages to full nuke levels.
Yeah, this could be anywhere from super jetty to super rude. We could have Tella walk in the door and a darkness crystal handed over, or we could bury that darkness crystal underground behind a rude hook route and have no Tella in the seed to boot. So we'll just have to see how it plays out.
If anything, we go ultimate rudeness with Valvalis at that crystal sword, and they already did their grind.
And Skullakitty in chat, Skullakitty in chat is pointing out that you see one Palom. If you can find some more, then maybe virus straps can be a thing.
Yeah, that is a relatively new thing that's come out. Get your Paloms to about 1,200. I haven't actually seen them in action yet, but my understanding is, bluff up the Paloms, start slinging viruses at Threemus, and you can get it done.
Yep, I've seen it done a couple of times, though not in a tournament match, and you pretty much described it. You have to dial it all the way to battle speed 6 in order to get everything done in time, so it's not quick. Similar to Eddie strats in that it takes a little while to execute, but at least you can skip the grind.
And if depending on when we find this darkness crystal, that could be an option for these runners wanting to skip this grind. So who are you hoping gets to be the first character out for these runners with this Palom and these objectives?
I would like to see every character other than the Palom we already know be Cecil or Edward, but that's because I have a machine streak.
Yeah, I doubt we take that Edward this early, but could definitely be picked up later.
Debate on if this is Palom or Porum.
We'll be getting our answer here shortly as our runners are getting started. And it's a Palom.
It is indeed a Palom. Green shirt. That's Palom. And Rosa. That works.
Oh.
Okay, so I bet they take the Rosa. Rosa, probably amongst all the players, is most likely to be 100% joined, at least for the first one.
Yeah, considering I'm unknown of these virus strats, I would take that Rosa because I love having a good white mage to carry me through. And Rosa can double as a very competent DPS. You get a good bow and arrow in her hands, or even an early power staff. And Rosa can get you through a couple of fights early on.
Yeah, definitely. And the black mage box and the white mage box are checked off. Those are taken care of right away. So you got a lot of room here with recruitment. Tella for the D machine grind has already been mentioned, but as for the other two slots, are you going to go reflect? Are you going to go something more melee?
I think it just depends on how jetty this seat is. As we see both runners, ooh, there's a Dwarfax. That's a really nice pickup.
Nice.
Both runners heading to Watery Pass. Hello, Cecil.
Ooh. I like. You're already halfway to Excalibur. Just saying. I wouldn't take Cecil right away. I'd get up Ordeals first. But I'm asking him if I'm the runner.
Yeah, we have the vanilla agility flag on, so that means that our speed in these fights are going to be determined by a Cecil and the party. Without a Cecil, it's the person in the highest priority slot, typically the middle slot. So not going to see a lot of people taking Cecils unless we find like an early Crystal Sword early on. That would probably incentivize our runners to run up ordeals real fast, I would think.
Oh, yes, in a hurry. EizanTayama is making his way to Mysidia. He's going to find out who's there. We've got Sid and Second.
Have you heard of Second Rosa?
I have. It's not the worst notion in the world if options are a little scarce.
Chat pointing out, Sid is someone who can wield that dwarf axe. That back row glitches Sid by using it, and Sid's agility situation does not really improve a whole lot, especially at the later levels. So knocking 5 agility off of him makes him a fantastic anchor.
Yeah, and early on, we were talking at the beginning about having someone to get Palom through the first couple of fights. Sid does his best work early as far as actually knocking down bosses. He has good levels, nice hit point and strength pool. Even if all you have for him is his initial wooden hammer, he can help push you through Hobbs/Anton.
Yeah, and Sid also allows for, maybe doing a Mac Giant grind if Tella is not available. Now, there's a number of other characters that can, but Sid is definitely one with, an Earth Hammer in his hands, Poison Axe, Rune Axe that can really help chop down those Mac Giants.
Then a Lilith Rod located in the Damsian basement. That's a good stat stick, +5 for wisdom. Probably more valuable that it casts Psych as an item, because that's a really slow spell, and being able to do that at item speed, very good.
Yeah, and Tella, if we can find him, that's going to guarantee a little bit higher roll on that MP poll instead of, if you forget to take that curse ring off like I've done, and you psych for 10 MP.
Hello there, PETA69XXX. Shout out. You've been here for a while to rack up that many points. Glad you're here. I'm glad you're enjoying the shows. Hope to see you around for many more.
Pete is always one with excellent questions and excellent insights into the game, so please give them a little wave and show them some love.
EizanTayama making his way into Antlion Nest finds some Medusa arrows. That's a nice little find.
That was Alt Gauntlet in the waterfall. Won't be seeing that in a rude spot later.
Yeah, that can stay there, and we can just not worry about it.
Zyrak doing the character check on Hobbs before diving down into Antlion. I do like this play. It's just as easy with a Sid to do this fight, depending on who you find. Hello, dolls.
Would you like another dwarf axe? Because we have another dwarf axe.
But another Palom over on Hobbs.
I think that's much more interesting than another dwarf axe.
I'm not sure how much looting Zyrak has notices, so.
And double Palom open up the possibility of reflect strats long term, but for those first couple of fights, Twin is a great way to deal with it.
And bonus round in the bottom of the Antlion Cave, we will not be hunting D-Mist tonight.
Oop. Just don't fade Antlion. It's a 2-for-1 tonight.
Gets the Comet roll from the Twins, and those dolls are made of short work, and that is going to make these, it's not as much XP as you normally would, because all that XP split between the 6 dolls and then the big doll as well. But gets those Paloms to ice too.
Yep, and he handles the Twin very well, bluffing with one to get the wisdom boost and firing Twin off with the other. Powers it up a little bit.
Chat hoping for a one-stop jet seat. Actually, that would be our tracker, Baka Shinobi, hoping for that. And do also give a shout out to our restreamer, Groundflyer, as well.
Well, it's a pass, which is a little interesting with these objectives. If you end up finishing on Earth, if, say, both the Baron Key and the Legend Sword are on the moon, then that's more interesting. But if you end up going up to the moon, it's still useful, but it's not quite as exciting.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's faster to exit, fly back to the moon, and use the pass from the Crystal Sword altar. I know it is from a number of other spots, but
Yeah, I think Crystal Sword Altar is the break. If you're anywhere below the Crystal Sword Altar, you're better off walking down. But anywhere else, you pop out and use the pass if you have exit. Now, it becomes more obvious if your fight's a little shaky and you think you might lose once, then the pass is by far the superior option.
and Eisen is greeted with the second Palom. We'll see if he will take that as well, and looks like that's a yes.
A little crossover, our runners might high five in Kaipo shortly.
Zyrak getting through that Mist Dragon fight a little quicker with 2 twin casts and they're out. That high HP Sid though making good work of that Blizzard that they found.
So far, the big difference is that EizanTayama is committed to carrying Sid. Permajoin on Table Flag makes all character recruitments a bit of a thought and not just automatic, hey, I'll take you and figure it out. Eisen continuing to fade that Demus check, heading over to Fabul.
Yeah, I am prone to forgetting it. I like to do that no matter where I'm at as soon as I turn it in, even if it means I kind of have to route backwards, just because I do not want to. Yeah, I've forgotten it so many times myself.
Same, and it hurts.
Zyrak, on the other hand, being rewarded with a Baron Key.
Oh, that Demus
is an
coming,
objective.
coming into play. Damn.
Well,
and put Zyrak 1 key item away from Go mode. Either a Legend Sword or a Darkness Crystal gets the job done.
Baka wanted 2 items to be Go mode and got one of them.
Meanwhile, Odin has wandered away from the Baron Castle and is invading Fabul.
Kind of a high spot here. The twins don't quite have lit 2 yet.
No, just lit 1, but I think he's going to get through this. It's just going to be a little rude, especially with Sid there. Sid can handle some punches. Spot's got 1880 for HP, I want to say, so another round of attacks might be just enough.
And another Dark Knight Cecil sitting in the Baron Inn with Dr. Luge.
And chat correcting me, Legend is not Go mode. There are 2 objectives on the move. Darkness is Go mode. Legend just lets you skip one of the spots.
Yeah, I really want that Legend Sword to be behind one of those altars.
All right, Baron in. Dr. Luge in the first spot.
Earth Crystal for EizanTayama for defending Fabul, though.
Yeah, party rock.
I like seeing the Earth Crystal early. Definitely unlocks the Troya Treasury to get some good loot. Eisen may be doing some muscle memory there. Hasn't been to the underground to trigger Sheila 1 yet.
It's gotten me before. I am almost at the point where I refuse to loot Sheila's room until I'm doing a Sheila 1 because I just automatically walk up those stairs.
Ooh, this is not a great spot to be running into Baigan,
no.
especially after that Luge.
Yeah, coming in poisoned and with that punchy Baigun firing away. You'd like to get a twin cast in just to get the arms down and give yourself a moment to breathe, but I'm not sure Baigun's going to play around for that. And nope, there it goes. But in the meantime, Eisen is letting us play everyone's favorite game.
Raise that treasury!
And in the actual treasury, we have Ribbon, Silent Staff, Crystal Shield, Samurai Armor, Crystal Armor, Ogre Axe, Elixir, Flame, Hourglass 2, Power Staff, and Illusion.
Ogre Axe is nice.
Ribbon is great.
Our Sid is now going to be pretty tough to take down in that back row.
Yeah, and if there's no Tele, as Baka Shinobi's pointing out, that Ogre Axe is going to do some work on Mad Giants. Silent Staff, Rose is happy to have that. The only thing better she could find would be a Life Staff. And if that you end up wanting to do Cecil cover on some rude bosses, say at those required altars, then Crystal Armor could come in handy, but it will probably just be sulfur.
Yeah, as Zyrek picked up the Sid in Mysidia. Oh, found a Rune Axe somewhere. I missed that.
A lot of bosses that Rune Axe comes in handy for. There are a lot of bosses that are classified as mages, and that Rune Axe will deal quadruple damage to them.
Yep, and now EizanTayama is dealing with the worst boss in the game, the inventory boss. That treasury fills the bags up, and now you've got to find ways to make room for more.
And it looks like Eisen might be hanging on to that crystal armor. Let's see. Yep, definitely a sign that he's considering picking up Cecil.
There's a lot of bosses that could appear on the moon that having a crystal armor Cecil would be extremely useful.
Seems like a good thing to pick up Sid with all these axes we've been finding. We found an ogre, a rune, and a poison.
Yep, and as both runners are using Sid, 2 Palms and a Rosa, and this is French Vanilla, Mylon Z.
Yeah, not nearly as threatening in this spot. The attacks are a lot weaker, and Zyrek should be through.
And Eisen does go and do the Demus check, gets to the Baron Key. Runners are on equal footing, with Zyrek still fading the Fabul check. Eisen is doing some more looting and shopping.
Eisen's definitely going to appreciate the gear in that treasury, though. That should help him get through a couple of spots either quicker and or safer. Hypo's a nice shop. You have life potions and sulfates.
It's always good to find those early on so you don't have to try and, think later. It's like, oh, where were they?
Yeah, you're almost certainly going to run out of life glitches partway through the seed, especially if you're doing a D machine or a Mac Giant or any kind of long grind, really. Zyrak has found one of the best bosses in the back attack spot.
Kicks around the world?
Kick around the world.
Ranking right up there with Zantetsuken's around the world. Not as deadly, though.
Neckbeard Tech, I think Daft Punk did say around the world more than just once.
That was Dancing Daggers and Lilith Rods in the Silvara weapon shop.
Good stuff. Stat sticks for mages or daggers to land and attack with if you don't have much else in the way of options.
Zyrak is through the karate fight, does not want to be kicked in the back of the head any longer.
And he'll be showing us what is in the tome. What is the key item? It's the boss.
What outfit will they change into?
This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful sprite.
Just a pigtail. With the adamant flag turned off, it is guaranteed tier 7 loot, but probably not going to see our runners go out of the way as we get a second round of Mylon.
So we do in fact have Mylon Z on both screens, sort of.
Mylon in all the places on Ordeals except the right.
Indeed.
Ooh, the rare failed twin cast.
Yeah, what are the... Isn't that like a 1 in 256 or something bonkers? Assuming you've got MP, which you have to in this fight.
Yeah, it is a surprisingly low percentage for that to fail. And frustrating. But Eizen's through anyway.
Eizan is through the first part. Zyrak is done with ordeals. Headed on down. Might be moving to Fubul.
Yeah, Eizan does have the Fubul defense done. Zyrak has chosen to skip it for now. A lot of runners trying to wait until they have that pan or at least underground access to do, limit the number of trips to Fubul.
Yeah. This year, with, as chat's pointed out, underground might not even be necessary. So, holding off on that pan check, I think you pulled that trigger a little sooner on Fubul. Eizan already is.
And there were a lot of goodies there in that Troy treasury that Zyrak could be hoping for right now.
I think Zyrak, he can get through this time. Got a little more in the way of hit points. He's got some good defensive gear, particularly on that Rosa. And
Yeah,
No.
I don't know. That
No.
Baigan is mean.
the Baigan's a bit rude, and it's Eizan that has the gear, not Zyrak.
Right.
Eizan
Zyrak-
is the one that's looted the treasury.
Yeah, Zyrak does not know that Baigan is waiting behind this Luge.
He's about to find out, and he's not going to be happy. Quickly going to shoot down one of those arms.
Ooh.
Can the twin and Bygones having nothing to do with that twin cast immediately knocks down one of the Palums, and so it fails. But Zyrak is able to get one of the arms lopped off.
That board face AI does not want Twin to get casted
Nope.
tonight.
There it comes again. Oh.
Yeah, while this is normally a much slower spot, because of the two arms getting, an extra hit out, it is definitely proven to be a little bit more difficult for our runners.
Yeah, and that's why it was nice that this time Zyrak got the one arm taken out. He's only having to take 2 attacks each action instead of 3. Finally gets the flare to land, but on its own it's not going to be enough. It's a good chunk of damage, and it's nice that it doesn't trigger Bygone's wall counter, but the arms come right back, and here we go again. Guardian Anubate, Baigan has the boss bit, so he's immune to the stop effect of the outlaws. Now, a silk web that was bought in Silvera might not be a bad idea. But was it Zyrak or Eisen that made that stop?
I believe it was Eisen who did.
Yes, that's right. Eisen made the stop in Hypo, where the silk webs were. That might come in handy.
Yeah, the wall did go up on Baigan. Zyrak tried to get a vampire off and instead sapped the health from Sid.
Yeah. Vampire does unfortunately reflect. And Zyrak attempts another twin cast whenever that Paladin wakes up. Comet will pierce the wall, but Flare will not.
Yeah, and Comet's only a 25% chance, so that's not a gamble I'd like to take myself.
Same.
But there's also reasons I'm not in this tournament, and these two fantastic runners are. So,
right. Made it through the hook rounds into the table, got through that difficult table round to make it this far.
Eisen's got a couple more levels than he did last time, so hoping that might be able to take an extra hit, might be able to be a little faster.
Yeah, Eisen's first trip here, so he's about to get the news, but I agree. I think he'll be able to handle it a little easier, although having that Palam in the front row is not really pleasant when Baigan shows up.
Yeah, looks like there's the reset for Zyrak. That Sid had 100 health and took a 300 hit. Going right back in, though.
Yeah, Pepita, you don't necessarily expect Baron M to be the roadblock. It has happened to me more than once, and oftentimes it's been a Baigan. It's surprisingly rude. Those, as Bad Cardinal was saying, having 3 actions on your turn does a lot to compensate for the really slow speed here.
Yeah, another one I don't like here is Asura.
Oh gosh, yes. Because her speed doesn't matter almost at that point. You're probably weak enough that you're trying to lifelock her, and it's just she just punches you every time. Her speed doesn't matter. It's rude and punchy. The spot is. It's just slow.
Yeah, and going into the fight, poison for Eisen again. That's gotta hurt. Desperat, yes, they do give XP, but not in this spot.
Yeah, and Baka Shinobi pointing out that Ashura you can at least cheese with a reflect kill if you've got the Star Veils to make that happen. You Star Veil her so she can't heal herself, Star Veil your party, and at least spells that are bounced won't trigger her counters. It's still not going to be pleasant.
Well, while we have both runners going in, if you haven't already, please give our runners a follow. We're 25 minutes into this match. This is match number 2 of 3. If Eisen can win, he will move on to the next round in the Spoon Division to face the winner of Dusty Griffin and Venerable. If Zyrak wins, then we will get a game 3.
Also, share some of that follow love for my co-commentator, Bad Karma. It's been good working with him in previous matches, and this one's no exception. Also to our restreamer Ground Flyer, who's made sure that we already have some entertainment with this Baigan, and to our tracker Bakashino.
And to my co-commentator, Commander Leonhardt, as well. As Eisen gets through the Baigan, got the body down, just needs to finish this last arm off.
Takes it out before it can explode. Not that the explosion would have changed anything.
Oh.
Well then, this is what we struggled for all this time, was a Magma. Nice.
Zyrak has gotten a couple of nice twin casts off. I've seen at least 1,800 damage go out on that body.
Spot in total has 4,000, but I'm not 100% sure on the splits.
A gamma fact: lizards are mean.
Fun fact, if the Mananawa song is a little too tongue-twistery for you, just substitute Agama.
Both runners are through and get their magma key. There was an
Agama.
earth hammer for sure.
Earth Hammer's nice. You were talking about that earlier.
I do love me an earth hammer Sid, especially now that we have access to the lower Babel. That's 4 trap chests that Sid and a couple more levels will just be able to pop and knock them down really fast.
I believe that some people in chat that are hashtag a certain weapon are going to be shunning EizanTayama in a moment.
There is no shunning. It's, there are superior weapons available to Eizan.
Oh boy.
Listen, he is rocking an ogre axe and the Aegis shield. That is superior to the poison axe.
Nova Asterisk, the divergence mostly came while Zyrak was bouncing off the first attempt at Baron, and the fact that Eizan got through the second attempt faster. That's where Eizan found the time to go to Fabul, find the Earth Crystal, and raid the treasury.
Yep, but our runners are neck and neck. Neither of them choosing to go underground, check in for the freebie, doing the objective. Both methodologies will probably pay off eventually. As we're greeted with Leviathan, which I already forgot gave us an item at the start.
Same. The other nice thing about the Ogre Axe, for my money, is you can put a shield in that other hand. I like shields. Especially since we've seen Aegis. Aegis is a terrific shield.
There are some in the chat who would say Aegis is best shield.
I would not dispute them. It's hard to argue with mage resistance and solid general magic resistance that shield offers. You also don't hate the stone protection if you have a rude Val.
And I am still hoping for that rude vow at the Crystal Sword altar, and it's hard required.
Well, both of our runners have a Sid, so they're protected from that being a hard roadblock, but they definitely wouldn't enjoy the thing.
It looks like Eizan is still doing some looting, even with the treasury already completed, whereas Zyrak is has been skipping some treasures.
Yeah, there comes a point when you just look at a zone and say, is it worth it? And that's a big decision.
That is a leggy throne sitter.
Yes, indeed.
With ice 2s on our pounds, but ooh, that is a very fast leg.
Not messing around.
Boardface does not want that Palom to be up.
Bam! Bam!
Got a well-timed ice 2 off of there, though. Eizan going with viruses instead, not wanting to have an ice 2 hit this cloak.
Yep, it's the safer option. You get your damage in, whether cloak's open or closed. Ice 2 is going to hit a lot harder, though, if it's timed correctly.
And And Zyrak is through. Everybody's alive. Everybody gets the XP, and Eizan is right behind him.
Yeah. One crumble begins before the other crumble finishes. And both runners will be completing Objective 4 shortly.
Another Rosa.
Not ideal at this point. There's already a second Rosa if needed. So.
Now the rudeness will be that there's no key item here, and it's samurai arrows.
Not the rudest thing I've found from a key item check. Samurai Shield still holds that distinction. There was that firebomb, but I found a gold as later on. I was actually happy.
Oh, I was so close.
We're so close. You can almost buy a lottery ticket.
I don't remember. It was a seed I ran long ago where I was really hoping for a key item or something really good and got samurai arrows. So now that's my go-to.
Zyrak is going to take a quick look at the basement, and EizanTayama is going straight to Agard. Let's see what's in the basement. That's the interesting move here.
Yeah, if this is like a water hack, because I believe Zyrak was the one that checked the waterfall. There's another samurai bow. Check the waterfall to know that a blue cloak here is going to be water hag and not alt gauntlet.
I mean, elf.
It's blue. Yeah, I would be
we're gonna
doing exactly, yeah.
that spot's got good numbers all around. The spells are going to hit pretty hard, and whenever you do get around to part 2, he's going to punch pretty hard as well. It just, yeah.
Found our Ether 1s, though, that's going to be required for a Mac Giant or a D-Machine grind, or even just, some virus strats.
Oh, Eizan is the first underground, and he's going straight to Feymarch. The save suggests he's going to loot the cave, see if he finds anything interesting in this dangerous spot. Doing a quick loot, not even looking up to see if the top 2 chests have anything of that.
Yeah, doing some more targeted looting. Doesn't really want to risk just seeing if maybe that was the warrior's chest to enable looting further down. Oh, that's risky to take that one. That's a hard one for me to resist every time.
Typically, if I'm going to loot the cave, I will loot everything on the first 2 floors, and if I'm not impressed, I'll take that last check kind of cheekily, but if I've had good loot leading into it, I'll pass it on.
Zyrak is getting Sheila 1 triggered, as Eizan's going to be showing us this free key item check here in the Feymarch. Just a glass hat.
Okay. So, still waiting on darkness. What we need to make things take off. Glass mask's not bad. It's amazing physical defense, and to top it off, also just generally resists physical damage. It's worthless against Threemus, though.
Yep, but it's going to be pretty useful on some of the other overworld checks that, Eizan still has the Earth Crystal. That's 2 bosses that are normally pretty punchy, but a Glass Mass actually would reduce the punch. Oh. Oh.
Sura, fine. Kinazo at Leviathan? Ugh, it's not Groundflyer's wall, but instead it's Groundflyer's turtle.
Curse Ring for sale in Feymarch, though.
Always good to find that. Combine that, if Sid's going to be your anchor, the Cursed Ring alone is enough. Combine that with the Dwarf Axe, you definitely have no issues, but a lot of other anchor options too. though that does tend to fall to Sid. In case you somehow missed both of the dwarf axes, they're for sale in the Feymarch.
Yeah, and Eisen is still holding on to that crystal armor, so not satisfied with the current party choices. So thinking may need a Cecil later on. Zyrak on the meanwhile is doing a full defense and shield at 1.
I mean, and as far as Cecil goes, we are underground and we have an adamant, so we're just a legend sword away from the second best weapon in the game. One lightning 2 at these levels, and Zyrak knocks down. Cool.
Yeah, and Eisen's going to be doing the same, going to be doing this Sheila 1 check. I like this routing here, although Eisen's going to come out of this with no health, whereas Zyrak is going to be full health. I would have liked Zyrak to check the Feymarch before doing that, just in case there was a pan. We know there's not, but he didn't.
Zyrak might be feeling a bit pressured. All of those bounces off of Baron Inn might be thinking Eisen's already ahead of me. I've got to take the quick one shot that doesn't involve a long walk.
Oh, well, there's the pan.
It's my favorite. It's the vanilla pan.
Everything I just said, you can just throw it out the window with a vanilla pan there.
I love a vanilla pan. I love a vanilla pan because I am not a fan of putting off the self-dive, waiting for the pan. I say you get that Sheila 1. I'm fine checking Feymarch beforehand, but I want that Sheila 1 check done ASAP, and a pan there rewards that.
Now I'm really just hoping for a vanilla spoon.
Let's just hope the pan bonk itself isn't vanilla. That would not be terribly useful.
Well, let's see what Waking Yang Up will give us today. Very important question in chat, Commander Leonhardt. Is your pan emote a vanilla pan?
My vanilla emote is admittedly a bowl of ice cream with 3 scoops of vanilla in it. But, the pan, the worst idea. Moonveil, that's the reward. Better than a self-summon.
Yeah, with no Rydias in sight, that's, not the item you would want from that.
Has been a lot of vanilla this season. I am here for it. Got a vanilla pan. Help me out here. What else have we had that's been vanilla? I feel like there's been a lot of vanilla. Maybe it's just my imagination.
Chat says 3. I know we've had French vanilla.
Oh, the vanilla Asura, right? That was vanilla. Protect Ring is solid gear.
It was not vanilla, but, What else was vanilla?
That might have been it.
Sheila, unfortunately, not giving us a whole lot. Moonveil's nice. Protect Ring's nice. But it looks like our runners will be converging and heading up the Tower of Zod at the same time.
Zyrak's going to divert and have a look at that treasury, though.
Yeah, our level's not quite up to, maybe a keyless tower dive or the dwarf castle yet, which would be the only other checks available to the runners. So seeing them head up Zot would make sense, even with it being a bit of a longer check.
So if you're not quite sure about that fifth character, maybe you're still hoping for Tella for E-money, you've got 2 chances at that in time.
Zyrax doing some shopping.
Cats, ask a question. Do you check Zot or Dwarf first? Especially for Zyrak, who had yet to loot the treasury, that puts you right in the neighborhood for Zot. A little more of a question perhaps for Eizan, but I still like the Zot check. Got the extra character check for your trouble, and you get exit on your Rosa.
Yeah, it really just depends on how comfortable you are with these Palums. That's, if you can get through Dwarf Castle, that's 40,000 XP as long as there's nothing split. So your Palums are going to be online with Quake. But if you're not feeling like that you can get through those 2 fights, that's 8,000 plus another 3,000 damage you got to do, then making Zot get just a little bit more XP, there's going to be 1 or 2 more levels on Palom to make sure he survives a hit or 2.
Euphoric, for me, personally, I don't think that Baron knowledge would factor into my decision. Maybe it factors into Eizan, thinking about something that I'm not, but for me, it wouldn't be a factor.
Yeah, it's a nice check to make if it ends up being an easier boss that you can knock out at the lower levels. But the Dark Elf there is not going to be useful knowledge because I feel like it's just going to have Zyrak faded a little bit more until, at least after some of these other checks.
Painman not really living up to his name takes not even 200 all around. Rosa can handle this.
Solaris, I saw the same thing. One of our runners does have an exit item. I believe it's Eizan. Got that from the Fame March where Zyrak has not been there.
Zyrak taking a moment to hunt down the Flame Dog chest, finds it in its vanilla location, but Gaia Drum is probably not.
Normally, I like to say the Flame Dog chest always has value, but tonight it proves me wrong.
Yeah, it's Midland value. Couple of quack kids online, you might be in a weird spot where you need to toss the item. Not today. Would have been very nice against that Mago.
And there's another Palom.
So, is an Oops All Palom seed. We were talking about virus strats earlier, so maybe.
But the other key there is a CPU at the Golbez spot. Not super rude, but you definitely want to have Quake before going into it.
That is not something I even thought about in the Zot versus Dwarf debate. But if you do Zot first, you get a preview of that second boss.
As long as that first boss doesn't split XP, I think these Paloms would get Quake after that fight.
I believe you. I've always found it a little dicey waiting on those fights in case my Palom gets knocked down. Sometimes you just got to do it.
Not taking Eddie right now.
Eddie.
Don't blame him. Eddie can be picked up later if that's going to be the plan.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you cannot equip a spoon if we find one, so really hard to justify.
Might want to throw a Toad. These they're not going to hit Sid hard with that glass hat.
Yeah, no sense dealing with unnecessary punches. That Comet almost gets it done, but not quite. The point is split up over 3, but still wasn't quite getting the job done. Give us a second Comet and a little help along the way, maybe from that Gaia drum. But no, just a flare. Still a ways to go. Looking at about 2,000 on each of these things.
Berserk Sid with an Ogre starting to do some chopping.
Two of them are down. EizanTayama will be through this fight shortly, and he will be showing us the item that was apparently well hidden in Cecil's bedroom. Let's not think about it.
And Zyrek is hot on Eisen's heels after doing some shopping, doing some looting of the treasury.
Yeah, our runners very much in lockstep. A little bit of divergence here and there, but have gotten through a lot of the same things. Zyrek's Quake is letting him pick up some speed here.
Second Palom now has Quake.
And it's a Luca key.
The chain continues.
No warp glitch on this flag set, so if you want the sealed cave item, you will need that Luca key. You also have the niche door grind on the table if anybody's feeling spacey.
Now this would be interesting. Eisen's a little stronger than Zyrek was going in here. I don't think this is going to be an easy fight, but it is possible it's doable.
Somebody wearing a protect ring, thanks to the Sheila 2, that's going to provide resistances to the fire, lightning, and ice barrage. Nothing you can do about the weak. Heroine Robe is a wonderful piece of loot, though, along the way. I think even if Eisen resets out of this, he'll come back from that.
He did heal up before coming down here. I mean, well, he did because of the cutscene, but
Spell barrage.
Nyx Panicus, the one downside to the Heroine Robe is while it gives some great defense, it lowers Rosa's white magic stats. And for this particular fight, you're going to want Rosa to be able to get.
Characters have the gears and the levels to withstand the elemental barrage. Hallam's going to go down just because he'd been hit weak. Piggy is not going to stop a berserked Ogre Axe Sid. So if he can just chew through 40% of the hit points here, that should trigger the transformation.
Yeah, and this doesn't have a high magic. It'll be once we get to the dragon phase when it starts punching. And hopefully those Palms will not be pigs by the time we get there, because we're going to need them to cast Stop.
Zyrek says, maybe I can do this, but it's taking too long. Or, nope, he's just rearranging things a little bit. Is a back row glitched? Okay. Anchor,
Yeah.
Sure. I like it.
Now, if he wanted Sid to do some damage for this fight, probably could have gotten away with just the Dwarf Axe. I don't know where Rose is at with her agility right now.
Or Palom. Palom might even be the bigger issue. Palom has some slow agility rope.
Yeah, but this will make this fight a ton easier. Whereas Zyrek is taking on the Sasura, has a Rune Axe Sid, who will start swinging away here shortly.
Yeah. Got the veil on her. She's just getting everything set up.
Microcorgs is pointing out that the Rune Axe was deeper in the watery pass in the waterfall section, that first room. Eizan left before going that deep.
Asura is definitely a boss when she's in a high hit point location where you're very grateful to have anti-mage.
Oh, and Zyric can't die with that Moon Veil on.
True. The only damage Asura deals is with physical attacks, and Moon Veil will last long enough to keep you immune to them for the entire fight. And this is probably I burn the Moon Veil. If this isn't darkness or some sort of progression, I reset out and get my Moon Veil back.
That has a Silent Staff on Rosa. Does do bonus damage to mages. Asura does count as a mage.
Yep. Star of the show is definitely Sid with that big axe. So big, it's a two-hander.
No easy shield for that, Sid. Okay, while Eizan is still working through this Dark Elf, has gotten a number of quakes off, so getting through, hoping to get to this dragon phase to stop the dragon and start whittling it down.
Rosa picking it back up in damage. 1,500 earlier, another 1,200.
Yep, being in the top spot has some lower accuracy on that Silent Staff.
Yeah, anything but the middle. It's definitely hurting the axe as well. But Sid, just about to 2,000 there.
Eizan is moved over to Dragon Phase.
Here we go.
Where's some Artemis arrows when you need them?
There's a stop spell when you need it.
Well, Bottom Palom is working on gassing it.
Even that punch wasn't that bad. Rosa has some solid gear on, but only took 348. This looks very doable.
Yeah, but those Paloms don't, and that other one is in the front row. Ooh, Tower Key for Zyrak. That is pretty nice.
You got to keep it. Could be nothing. Now, if you're really dedicated to getting your Moon Veil back, you could do a Penguin Air special on the tower. Quickly run up, take out the easy boss, run right back out of the tower, and see if it's value. And if it's something completely worthless to you, like a White Spear with no pain in sight, then you can just reset back to Feymarch and get your Moon Veil. That's not the play Zyrak is making.
Yeah, definitely has the levels now to take on this Dwarf Castle. So wants to get in there, knock it out, see if maybe there's a tele.
Yep.
When you get a second, when the fight starts, you can see Sid has some really elite HP here.
And front boss is Bahamut, and we know that the boss in the back is CPU. Eizan tossing out the Hourglass. Stop has a really short duration. Hourglass will last much longer.
Yeah, this is a pretty healthy spot here.
Yeah, I like it. It's a similar thought process to the use of the Moon Veil earlier. If this has value or some sort of progression, it was probably worth the Hourglass. If not, I reset and I get it back.
And he's through. That also had to use an elixir to be able to get that last quake off. And the chain continues, and we have no hook to turn it in.
Yeah, we don't even have the option of quickly turning that in to see if it's value because, as you said, no hook. Just got to carry it out and hope for the best. Piggy! Nova Asterisk? I do not know if Bluff lasts through death. I thought it did, but I admit that I could be wrong about that.
There's Iridia.
Best Iridia outfit, and more vanilla. That's a vanilla Iridia.
Chat confirming that Bluff lasts through death. It lasts until you change equipment.
So it even lasts through Black Hole then, which I thought was the case.
Eizan is going to be diving into the sealed cave.
CPU in the back attack spot, you can just drop a couple of quakes real fast and not worry about Globe 199. And although I said back attack, I meant
Second position.
second position. It's not the spooky ghost hand, but it's the cold steel hand.
This will be interesting to see if this Luca Cave pays off.
Yep. Mr. Bus Driver, yes, those are Palom strats. You need low battle speed to have time to do it, but yes. Palom strats / virus strats.
Dwarf Castle is just a crystal shield.
That's not the crystal we're looking for. And a little bit of an NPC block on Zyrak.
Dwarfs don't care. They'll get in your way. Ooh, tier 3s.
That's a big pickup. The Zilch strats rely on tier 3s for healing once you can no longer deal damage with vampires.
Papita, yes. You can only get your wisdom up to 99.
Knunton, I think eventually, if you let Zeroma shake enough times, he will drop Meteo on you.
There's a legend sword.
Nice. EizanTayama finding a legend sword. Only has to do one of the altars now and can go ahead and pick up an Excalibur or a Cecil if he wishes.
Probably wishes he had that Excal wielding Cecil right about now.
Seems like it could be useful. And if nothing else, Excalibur, turning that in will open up a whole shop, which on these flag sets is our only chance to purchase some wonderful items. Bacchus, hourglasses, coffins, and most importantly, sirens.
Yeah, Baka did correct me. The Excal doesn't do the bonus damage here. It's Holy Element, but it doesn't do the extra bonus damage to Undead.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Game weird. Mr. Bus Driver, I don't think Crystal Sword can show up in shop.
Cyrek finding the water hack though at the top of the tower, knew that it was that blue robe instead of the alt gauntlet because of the peak at the waterfall. Who only gets one toad for Eizan.
Yep. Little rough only having one wall up. It's sometimes be what happens to you. You are, however, free to attack the code in question, and it can't cast a wall on anything.
Just a TR at the top. We are slowly losing places on where this darkness crystal could be. That Kanatsu is waiting.
Yeah, if Zyrak doesn't find darkness coming out of this tower drop and doesn't come across some other progression like a twin harp or a hook for the basement rat tail, that Kenazo, as you say, is looming large.
Now, for some who don't know, the reason that Kanatsu is rude at Leviathan, it is a very fast spot, and Kanatsu's wave is HP based, and I believe it's 30,000 HP at the Leviathan spot.
Crack. You made a good check, but only prepared for one possibility. So a lot of people don't realize that you can clear the super cannon text without stepping forward and actually see the boss before you go in. You can't get out of the room. Zyrak saw the sparkle and dropped to battle speed 6 out of a concern for the wyvern, but almost got done in by not healing. That big wave almost put him in.
Yeah, the Nope Noodle almost got him, but
Zyrak is through and will be showing us that check. And Kenazo, his wave attack is 4% of his hit. And that spot has 35,000. So you're still looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,400 on those waves,
yeah,
which is not going to be fun.
not counting any damage you can get out before that wave, but you're going to be wanting that Curse Ring Sid to be anchoring through. Eizan doing a dance on a rope there and is heading out.
So 4 spots left. One of them is about to be revealed. Is it darkness?
Just some fine Hanzo steel.
And then there were 3. It continues. And of the 3, there's only one we have access to. We have a hook for the rat tail, and we don't have a twin harp.
Yeah, and Zyrak is picking up that Cecil. Not sure if he's going to do the Dark Elf or Kanatsu first. Well, Zyrak hasn't gone down Luffy yet either.
Yeah, we are in no mode with regard to that Kenazo. We know because of what we've seen both runners do that Kenazo is required to find darkness. It'll either be there or some kind of chain. But our runners haven't covered each other's territory just yet, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them both do everything they can before going after that Kenazo.
Ooh, I wonder if Zyrak might pick a door on the way down.
It's a good shot. I see Protect Rings, I see Bacchus, I see Stardust Rods, and that's a very good Kolkol shot.
Yeah, those quack kids will love the Stardust Rods.
Mm-hmm. We've already seen the Protect Ring doing good work on one character. Having that available for more characters would be nice. And Bacchus, very, very useful. You don't want to have to force your white mage to cast all the berserks. She might have some other things she needs to do, so take care of it yourself. Sure enough, Eizan's grabbing that Cecil. Zyrak just did that, which will he'll make the dive, be rewarded with a legend sword for the X-Cal, and that'll be good.
So Eizan is at 9 key items.
There's a tower key out in the world somewhere that he hasn't picked up yet. Is that what's happening?
Does the Asura fight?
Ah, the Asura fight down in the basement. So that will put him at 10. And then he'll probably duck out and check that without dealing with that Kainazo. Run the tower in full.
Yep, Zyrak getting his Legend Sword.
Yeah, Rybun, it's gotten me more than once, and I'm up here on I'm supposed to be doing this professionally, or at least amateurly. But yeah, there's been a lot of crisscrossing action in this seed, and there's definitely been more than one time I've said that one runner did something that the other runner actually.
Yeah, I wonder, because you need to get some levels on this Cecil for him to be effective at doing his Cecil things.
Fortunately, he's about to slingshot off of this fight.
It'll be a little tough to fight
lives.
for Eizan because Eizan doesn't have that rune axe.
Yeah. He's got the silence staff. We saw Rosa doing work with that.
Yeah, Zyrak is making a little bit quicker work with these D-Lunars, throwing the Cure 3s out.
Yeah, very handy.
Pepita, you are not wrong. This is going to be a huge chunk of XP for Zyrak Cecil. That Kanatsu's still going to hit that Cecil pretty hard, even with the crystal armor in the middle.
And boom, just like that, Cecil with 23 levels, catching up to the rest of the.
And Zyrak's going to get out of the Steel Cave faster with his Palams having work.
Yeah, so presuming that our runners leave Kainazo for last, Eizan's route should be clear Asura, get the tower key, exit Feymarch, run tower. I don't believe Eizan's even run tower at all. Didn't do it.
Has not.
So he'll run that, get the bad news on the way out of the tower that there's no key items in there whatsoever. And I believe that's all he has left, and then he comes back to Feymarch. Zyrak still has the Barren Basement on the menu, which is why the Rat Tail isn't there. So Zyrak's probably going there now to take care of the Dark Elf in the basement.
Yeah, question in chat. Eizan is through the Moonveil on that Cecil.
Cecil cover Moonveil. It's hard to argue with.
Yep, so we'll probably make pretty short work of this Asura. Gonna get that tower key.
It's a commentary on Asura in the vanilla spot that both of our runners felt it was worth burning a Moonveil to get through this. I don't disagree with their decision at all. Just something for me to keep in mind when I see Asura vanilla. Yeah, all that rude.
One of the Palams got healed to full.
And yes, Ground Flyer, that is what Zyrak has left.
Yeah, Rybon, I am not sure if Eizan's team would be able to beat Kanatsu. Unless Eizan knows some things that I do not, which is 100% possible. In fact, would shock me if he doesn't know something that I don't.
Right. Getting past Kainazo for either of these runners is going to be a matter of avoiding at least the first wave. If you time your lightning correctly, and it's tougher to do in a quick spot like Leviathan, but it's definitely doable, then you just take the punches early, and you've got a strong Cecil that, at least he can survive the punches. Depending on how much damage you get in, you might have to make sure to stop that second wave. But after enough time goes by and you deal damage, the damage from the waves will keep decreasing, and you'll eventually get to the point where you can just push the rest of the way.
I just throw lids out and hope that they hit and make it go away.
No, in a fast spot, if I'm trying it, I'm probably going to drop to battle speed 2. Hopefully have a Berserker automatically adding their actions to the queue. And the moment I see Kainauzo blink to swing at somebody, I'm hopefully sitting on someone's command menu, and I'm either immediately into their spells for a Lightning 1, or better yet, into their items for a Thor or Zeus Rage. That'll usually get the lightning to come in right as the water comes up before Kainauzo has a chance to queue up the wave. If you're a little late on that lightning, even if you make the water come down, if that wave is already prepared to launch, it'll come.
Zyrak is starting this Dark Elf fight. Getting lucky with these piggies not hitting the Black Mages.
And even luckier with a piggy coming on the already pigged Sid. Now, the purity of the crystal armor does not allow for Cecil to get drunk.
It just filters all of those bad things out.
And there's only one power in the Final Fantasy IV universe stronger than the purity of the crystal armor, and that's the bloodlust of the Avengers.
I mean, with the color sprite that we have for Cecil, I'd like to think that he just spilled the wine all over himself.
I could go for that. Eizan gets through his fight first. Picking up a tower key.
And that's 10 key items for Eizan. So when Eizan goes up the tower, gonna get 40k XP from the top, and however much the cannon room gives, it's pretty negligible.
Hopefully he takes the precaution to heal up after the water.
Zyrak is through, also at 10 key items. And Zyrak has already done a tower, so Zyrak's going to be heading right for that Kanatsu. Oh, we're going to have dueling Kanatsu fights.
Eizan choosing to take this now. That is bold. We know it's the right play here in chat, but to go after a Kainauzo at Leviathan when you have anything else on the table, that is brave. That is brave.
Eizan just doesn't want to come back to the Fey March, so it
Sure.
makes sense. Doesn't want to leave a save here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes absolute sense from an efficient routing principle. Take care of things when you're in the area once you can. And to be fair, if you get this Kainauzo done right on the first go, it's going to take you less time than it's going to take you to run that entire tower.
And tower doesn't have a single key item.
Yes, we know that. But from Eizan's perspective, he's leaving 2 key items behind and instead chasing the one here. Quick punch. 4 rage out. Water up.
And neither
surviving Kainazo's attacks in this. Kainazo's punches in this area. There's
yeah.
much your blade. Maybe if that Cecil was back.
He is so
Yet
fast.
another punch. So you got to bring the lightning now. And Eizen's resetting out. Spot is just super punchy, and he's putting that Cecil in the back row. Might be able to get Cecil and Sid to survive a hit now. Leviathan Spot does not play, folks.
Yeah, in the vanilla game, Leviathan doesn't have physical attacks, so the developer said, he should have really good, strong physical attacks at this spot. Sid lives through a fight. Thor rages out.
Back row, shield. Good stuff. Down comes the Thor rage. It was well timed last time. Eizen's going to try and get an Ice 2 in. Kainazo's weak to ice when the water is down and the lightning when the water is up. Even in the back row, Cecil goes down.
Oof.
1,500.
Because I think the first one was only like 1,300, so it must have low rolled it.
Apparently, and wasn't able to block that wave. Down goes. And this would have been my fear. Yep. And Eizan says, all right, this is taking too long. Let's go check 2 possibilities in Power of Babel. We know from our perspective they're going to come up empty, but it makes sense.
Yeah, we'll get a good chunk of XP here too to hopefully get that Cecil, get that Sid over to at least take a punch.
Yeah, and if he's feeling really rough about it, he can do as Frostbite suggests. You can do the Sylph Trap Chests. You could also do the Trap Chests here in Tower and see if they give you some sort of high-end item to help.
Zyrak is gearing up for his attempt though. Does have higher levels. Zyrak's Cecil is 4 levels higher at 27 instead of 23.
Yeah, Zyrak has nowhere to go. Zyrak knows for certainty what Eizan was suspecting earlier, that this Kainazo is required.
Now that was interesting. Put the samurai armor on instead of the crystal armor. Silk web out.
Good call. Rude, fast spot.
Oh, but Boardface was
down.
having none of it.
Nope. Drop that Thor Rage. 5 Thor Rages. That number feels a little low for this spot. Let's see how this goes. Zyrak picked up some Bacchuses, then Cecil can take care of Zerking himself, and Rosa can focus on recovery.
Terragoth, no, it does not. I believe it gives strength and
will.
fit. Yeah, and will. Fit and will.
Oh, vitality as well?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I'm thinking of the Crystal Sword. The Crystal Sword gives...
Sword gives strength and vitality and will. Oh, shabang. That lightning might have been in time. Either way, this ice through and do a big chunk of damage.
Yeah, that ice 3 is gonna be probably one of the things that gets through here. Needs to get...
Says, nope.
Yeah, needs to get Kanatsu down about 15k, I think, to have these waves be doing about 500 damage, which would allow Rosa to really just out-heal him.
Dream, this spot starts out with 35,000.
So if Zyrak can get one more of those ice 3s off, will probably be in a good zone for not having to worry about the wave and just has to worry about the punch.
Which, as we've seen, is still something to worry about. It gets that blink on Rosa to make sure she can stick around and throw more blinks. But with only 5 Thor rages.
Yeah, but the urgency to nerf these waves is going to go down, especially if this Ice 3 goes off, because you can leave him in wave form and just start lit 3 him. And then he's not going to punch. He's just going to keep casting fast on himself.
Well, the first time you lit 3 him, there goes the water. So hopefully it puts him in the
Oh, yeah.
But you could just zerk up that X-Cal Cecil if he's not wearing crystal and let him go.
Oh, the Ice 3 came out before the lit 1.
Still gonna deal decent damage, even if it isn't targeting. Wave hits. Still punching for 1,000, even after all this work.
Clearly, my math is off.
And even with that silk web, I don't know if you can get out in front of this. Yeah. That's the other downside of not nerfing the wave, is that a fast comes out and starts to undo all your hard silk web work. We are in for runners. Chat, this is likely to be the fight that determines our fate. Possible that there's something also rude in one of the 2 altars, but in that case, our runners can at least walk away and check the other one. This is likely the test.
Eizen's heading to Sealed Cave. Looks like he is going to be doing some doors.
Yeah.
10 key items. That's going to be 60,000 a pop. That is going to be a good way to get some quick levels.
Mm-hmm.
Firelight, I think he was, Zyrak was hoping to get the lit 1 off first, and the Palums just decided to go out of order.
No player. If you use the pass, it's a one-way trip. It takes you to Zeromus's room, and you cannot get out.
Have we seen Starveils anywhere?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that they have to be somewhere.
Yeah, they do have to be somewhere. I just don't know if we've seen them.
I think so. I think I saw one of our runners pick up a resupply of them, but I don't remember where. Maybe alongside some life potions? Or have I just been watching too many seeds today?
Now, that was Silk Webs with the life potions.
Oh, that's what I was remembering. And they do both cost 3,000. So I am remembering the seed. I'm just remembering the wrong one.
Started walking and had to double check to make sure he had encounters turned off. The question is, how high does Eizan go for this? What level makes you feel comfortable of taking on this Kanatsu?
I think it's hit points is the thing. He's seen after a few attempts what those waves look like. Just a question of how hard he wants to push this exactly. But I think it's a hit point question, not a level question. I think that once you've committed to this, you at least would like Rosa to survive one wave that gets past you. I'm not sure if you're willing to commit to taking Hallam that high. At that point, you might as well go all the way to nuke and make this your full grind, assuming there are enough doors. Ground Flyer, if you're referring to Eisen Cecil, we did see a curse ring slapped on. And there's also dwarf axes running around. Though at the moment, Eisen's sticking with Excalibur to punch at the doors.
Yep, open the door without turning the encounters on.
Yep, there goes that XP. I've done that too.
We've all done that. I think maybe 2 more doors. Even the Palums could live through. Maybe not the first one, but definitely the second one.
Yeah, we've almost got Rosa getting through the first wave. You always need one person to run away and warn everyone else. Never come back.
How can the doors run away? I know they're possessed and they have a face, but they don't have legs.
They just kind of flop over and drag themselves along by that arrow that's stuck in their forehead. I guess you could call that a forehead. Alternatively, like, Evil Wall is the boss at the bottom of this, and no one asks how that wall moved. Perhaps Evil Wall taught the trapdoors the secrets of mobility?
I've seen Final Fantasy XIV's Evil Wall fight. That thing just shimmies.
I haven't seen 14, but I have seen it in 12. I like it. Like, the Chimera inside pops the legs out and off it goes.
Evil Wall in 12 has little legs. They're little, like, insect legs that just crawl around.
Mm-hmm.
Cyrax is making some progress here. Has that Cecil berserked, swinging away.
Zyrak can choose one person to guarantee that they survive this fight. He has got the ribbon that provides death protection. Whoever's wearing that just laughs at the disrupt. I believe it's on Cecil.
The Palums are up to 1,300 health. I think that would be enough. He'd have to. They wouldn't live through the first big wave, but would probably be able to live through the second or third.
Mm-hmm. Oof. Sid not having time to get that Cure 3 in. I think Zyrak was in go for broke mode there, trying to throw that last Cure 3, hoping that Cecil could finish the job, but bam. Eisen, might as well, while you're here, do some shopping. See if there's one last bit of thing to help you with the fight. You'll take cabins, sure. But no time for Job Dwarf check, that's fine. I don't hate you in this kind of a tense situation for walking away from Job. I'm pretty much only going to call you out as a commentator if you walk into the Job Dwarf room and ignore. That seems rude.
Questions in chat. Eisen does not have his Moon Veil. Used it on the Asura fight.
There's a stack of Cure 3s in Dwarf Castle shop. Can also resupply some life potions. He still wants it. Looks like Zyrak might be coming to that decision of ducking out and doing some level.
No, he's lowering the health so that Cecil will cover.
Okay. Interesting. You are
If he's
100% committing to nerfing the waves.
yeah, if he's feeling confident that he
levels you
can get
probably
these
already
waves nerfed, yeah.
So it's fair. Nice play. I like it.
Glass hat, crystal armor, cursed ring, a shield. This Cecil is hopefully going to be able to take a punch.
Yeah.
Definitely needs to probably take one punch while Rosa gets the blinks out.
And he's the only one you need to blink. Had a little glitch there with the Cecil sprite. He momentarily blinked.
Throwing the silk web out.
Give you some more time.
Cecil took 300 damage from that hit.
Nice. You've got a Thor Rage here. You don't have time for anything else. Oh. Had a Lightning 1 Q. My bad. Missed that. Was it in time?
And try and get the ice 3 out with the...
Yes. Oh, big hit there. Cecil is struggling now. He is not in cover mode, but we've got a thing at the moment anyway.
I think that 400 damage first hit was probably a low roll.
Yeah, that seems fair. That blink is nice on Cecil, but he's not in cover mode right now. And until his hit points get out of critical, he's not going to be jumping in front of anybody.
Get the reverse board face, though.
Lightning one a little too early.
Yeah, needs to be waiting to get this Thor Rage off.
There we go. I think this Thor Rage will activate in time. Cecil can take care of curing himself.
Eizan is entered the fight now.
Looking much.
Ooh.
Punches still hammering away. First one on Alum, second one on Rosa, and down they both go even after.
I don't know about you, chat, but I am on the edge of my seat.
Oh, I am. This is the fight. We saw it, we all hoped, we got what we wanted. Runners did not get what they wanted.
Runners just wanted a casual Darkness Crystal after Antlion, and they get this.
That's 2 ice hits on Zyrak. That should have him about halfway through. The wave, yeah, Ground Flyer, I agree that wave is probably down to somewhere in the 700s. Could just about have everybody survive.
Yeah, but if Zyrak is feeling like that he's in a groove, you don't want to interrupt that and kind of change your mindset. If this is working, you want to keep it going. Ooh, as Eizan took a rough wave over there on his side.
Yeah. Cecil still standing. Gonna throw a Cure 3 on him, and I think he's just YOLOing it now. Says, Cecil, go. Just slash through enough that you can survive the waves. It might even work.
Yeah, with those fasts, though, Cecil's not getting as many hits as you would like.
No, he's the anchor. He's going to be RA5 no matter what you do. It's just a matter of how much you've hurt, slowed down Kainazo.
Zyrak is through.
Punching through with those Ice 3s, he'll be the first person to show us if Kainazo has darkness or if it's a chain.
Oh, come on, Twin Heart. Oh,
Direct
is,
to darkness.
That is go mode for Zyrak. Just needs a grind. Has all of the options available.
Cecil can survive probably just one more wave. He's going to have to get in the shell after that. Otherwise, Eizen's going to have to give this another attempt.
Will Cecil be able to out-damage the remedy?
That is the next question, but we've got to get there first. Oh, we're going to find out. That one's down to 349. And in the shell. So, let's see. Just start counting here.
Oh.
Remedy for 3,500. Not enough out.
He's got to
Cecil
swing
needs to be
twice.
getting in 2 actions now. Oh, it was enough. He is popping the water out, but if Cecil can swing again before that wave, it should put him back in the shell. But no, here comes the wave. He's still going, but he cannot take another wave. All right, back in the shell. Zyrak's doing a manip, probably to do Mac Giants.
Yeah, with this party, Mac Giant is definitely the way to go. Two Palums for Virus.
Problem is, I don't think Cecil can outspeed this spot. This spot has some insane agility. The only thing you're ever going to do with this spot to catch up to it is anchor to somebody else to get to RA1. Cecil's agility would have to be equal to Kanazo's, I believe, in order to put Kanazo at RA5, and he's nowhere near that. Kanazo's is going to get more actions, and Cecil's sword just isn't cutting through those remnants.
Yep, and there's the reset from Eizan. Probably going to go right back into this.
Yep. But he knows now that he can't just, YOLO push with the Cecil. He's going to have somebody besides a Berserk Cecil standing to either revive other party members or just deal that extra bit of damage.
Zyrak, on the other hand, has 10 key items. Levels are in the mid-30s, so probably only needs about 5 or 6 giants.
Take your word for it.
Maybe less. Zoe's got a nice little calculator somewhere out there.
There are some free bosses left, Mr. Bus Driver. King Queen Evelyn comes to mind. I think we haven't seen either set of guards. But yeah, as far as Sheep Launcher's question, I would reset out of a Golbez. That's going to be way too long and rude for me to ponder. Might reset that. Don't know about a Vow. I would Zerk up my Paladin and see if the sword was cutting through the Tornado and how well, and decide that. I'm honestly not sure which spot I would check first. It's a shorter walk to the Murasame altar, but the Crystal Sword altar has very weak magic and less hit points. So I might be a little torn about which one to roll.
I think you go with the shorter walk, especially now with how rude that Kanazo was. I think you gotta gamble on the short walk.
Yeah, your real risk in either case is if you miss, you have to go to the other one. And Baka Shinobi brings up a good point. You've got the pass. So whichever one you get to, your plan is already, when you clear an altar, exit, fly back to Earth, and Murasame is the shorter walk. And unless there's something extremely rude, you should be able to get through the Murasame. Nice quads from Eizan from his higher level Alan.
Yep, and Zyrak is going through with the Mac Giant.
The good news for Eizan is he doesn't need to set up a Mac Giant grind. As chat was pointing out, the levels that Eizan's at are good enough. You don't need Nuke on Palom to take down Zeromus. You have Cecil, you have an Excalibur, and you have Rosa with Cure 4. It's the bulk of your Z fight right now. you've also conveniently or deliberately left Cecil at a point where he's just about to get the XP he needs to get to one of those ideal spots. At level 44 or 45, Cecil has 28 agility, which is a great spot to be going into the trials.
Yeah, but could also allow him to go up higher with the dwarf axe in hand to, you know, get to 32, 33. Not 32, sorry. That's bad.
Yeah, 33. Takes a lot to get to 33, though. At that point, I think the twins would be at Nuke.
Which is how high I think Zyrax planned to go.
Yeah, if you're going to go ahead and Mac Giant, I mean, you know, I don't think you dip in for just a few unless you're really concerned about time. Probably make up the extra time grinding the Mac Giants by speeding up the Z fight with him. We'll see how he feels it. Now coming out the shell for Eizan, and he's got everyone up. This is going to be finally the end of a long and brutal test.
Everybody who has been enjoying the fight with Kanaso, you can thank our restreamer Ground Flyer for putting such rudeness into this seed.
And well done, EizanTayama, getting through. Get that darkness crystal.
And we do have a race.
I think he's just going straight to the moon. No need to grind.
Question, chat? Yes, he
El
is.
Kanazo is still weak to ice. Kanazo is always weak to ice unless the water is on.
And then he's just scared of lightning, but who isn't?
It's like a very angry pet dog when the thunderstorm comes in, immediately hides under them.
And with that kill, our tracker, Baka Shinobi, was able to light up that darkness crystal. It had been a while since he got to click something, so please give the restreamer and tracker a follow, as well as my co-commentator, Commander Leonhardt. And if you haven't, please give the runners a follow. This has been a fantastic race.
I believe what Baka Shinobi's trying to say is that Kanazo is just a poor boy and nobody loves him.
Galileo?
Figaro! I suppose you could consider the elements his poor family. Certainly explains a bit about the monstrosity.
You would not be wrong with that.
EizanTayama is launching the whale just as Zyrak is getting the XP. He did take his Quack Kids to Nuke, so he's going to be a little bit behind getting to the moon, but having Nuke on the Paloms could make up that difference.
Yeah, I think it definitely makes a difference in the Zeromus fight. If Eizan doesn't get enough XP from... he's not going to get enough XP from this Murasame altar.
Oh boy. We already had our edge of the seat with the Kanazo, but we are right back at it. This finish is going to be very close.
Now show us this Tella.
It'll be hilarious.
Another Rosa.
Fourth Rosa?
Ground Flyer, we know the community loves Rosa, but this may have been a little much. Double checking which altars to go to.
Oh, it's definitely worth making sure.
Dueling Rosas on Zyrek's side. Just an antlion. This will be interesting because Eizen's gonna have it's not that this fight's not doable for Eisen, it definitely is. But Zyrak's team is gonna get through this a lot faster, I feel like.
Yeah. Being able to blast nukes into this antlion is going to speed things up.
Silk Web out. Ooh, that Sid still taking a hefty chunk of HP, but I don't know if Sid has any armor. I think all the good stuff is on Cecil. And the nukes are flying, whereas Eisen's kids are laying on their backs.
Yeah, Eisen has no intention of working towards nuke, so the levels on the kids not as important as having Cecil and Rosa be a little more resistant.
I mean, with the teams we have, I feel like the advantage has got to go to Zyrak. As Zyrak is through this antlion and is going to be rewarded with the crystal.
Boom. At that point, that's the advantage. I think his Z fight will be a little faster, but the antlion fight is just much faster.
Not much faster.
Yep. EizanTayama getting through as Zyrak still staring at his crystal reward. But Zyrak's Z fight should be a little faster, even if Zyrak doesn't stop partway through and go for a reflect kill. Just the fact that he can land a couple of nukes early on to push towards phase 2 faster. It's going to be close, but it's looking better for Zyrak now.
Zyrak will also be the first one into the Z fight. For those who are new to Free Enterprise or unaware, when we get to Zeromus, we can't necessarily randomize where Zeromus is. He's too big, he's too powerful, he's too ugly. So we decided to make him a little prettier. And thanks to the wonderful artwork of Skylakitty and Boardface, that goal has been achieved. There are over 460 variations, which at this point in the race, I will give it to my co-commentator to ask.
We got a kick tonight.
We never know until we get here. It's mostly different every time. We have had a few repeats.
So close. Zyrak making his final checks, staring in Zeromus' room. Eisen making those same checks in Troya, about to save. Oof.
Come on, flip tableness. That would be very apt for this seed.
It really would be.
I know Skylakitty is lurking. Sky, is there a Kanatsu miss? That would probably be more
If
apt.
there is, I haven't seen it, but I might flip the table if I had gone through this seed and Kainazo came back for more. A little bit of PTSD. There are a few chaos misses, like Spanicus. I can vouch for that.
And here we go. Dueling Zeromus fights.
Zero ward, my mistake. Zero ward.
So FF4 bosses are mostly exempt. Chat pointed out Zeromus is taking a page out of our runner's book and using Eddie strats against them. Oh,
Zyrak missing the initial nerf. Oh, has to come back in. Now it's a race. Zyrak might have enough advantage with nukes to make up this difference, but this does look like Eizan now. It just goes to show you can never, ever take Z for granted. You can have a party that is much stronger than you're used to tackling Zeromus with, and just a little bit off at the beginning, and all of a sudden everything goes off the rails.
Yep, Eizan got through the first with a nerf. Excal Cecil swinging for about 4K. I'm very liberal with my rounding.
Going to be close.
Yeah, Zyrak with the reset unfortunately is behind. While the fight could be faster for Zyrak, this is going to be.
You'll get some nukes in. You might get to phase 2 without seeing that second Big Bang. Eizan might have to recover from another Big Bang. It's not going to wipe him, but it might slow him down. As right past.
Chad is also pointing out, is Zyrak on battle speed 1?
Yes, which means he's not going to reflect strats. He'll get some nukes in, but he's not committing to reflect. He's going to power couple his way through. Bang comes through, and the twins fall, but everyone else is standing. Eizan's a bit worried about MP, even after taking a full force Big Bang, still holding out with Cure 3s. Nuke's a little early on Zyrak's side. As long as Web is there. Silk Web hits, we have a nerf.
Nuke on a Palom though, you don't want to see that. You'd rather that go Sid or Cecil.
Sid of all people, definitely. And actually, yeah, with the hit points that Cecil is rocking, that would have been fine too. Odd 9s on the nuke. Nice and hard. Another Big Bang on Eizan's side, but everyone's looking strong.
Got a white coming out from Zyrak.
Rosa stands tall through the Big Bang. And chat's noticing that Zyrak might not be on battle speed 1 after all, based on the fight. That we might have missed the change in battle speed. So this could just be reflect strats.
It does seem like it with 2 nukes and a white going out. You know, and doing a good chunk of damage.
There comes the Big Bang. Black hole on Eizan's side. Sticking with those Cure 3s, still having plenty of time to get the party up before. Ooh boy.
I'm
Side
speechless.
Reflect on the other. And coming through. Once again, a fully healed party. Everyone's standing still. Eizen's going for the push now. Going with the Cure Force. Knows he's got to be close. Got plenty of MP. Waiting for Cecil to bring it home. Meteo's going to be the key on the left side. When we see that on the right side, we don't get any such cues. We just see it. And there it is.
There's a flash for Zyrak.
Zyrak.
Get your GGs in chat for Zyrak.
An extremely close race. Have an official time for you in a moment.
But we are also joined in the booth by Zyrak. Zyrak, GGs.
Thank you, thank you.
With an official time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 21 seconds, you have gotten us to a game 3. How are you feeling about this?
Groundflyer and I need to have some words about that.
Oh,
You know,
that's fair.
Rude.
Oh. Reed.
Yeah, the entire
Oh.
race is just you guys were backtracking and retreading. Eisen would make one check, you would make a different one, and then you just crisscross. You know, at one point, did you feel behind after a couple of wipes on the Kanatsu?
Yes and no. I felt behind really early because of the couple wipes on Baigun, actually. That Baron infight took me a lot longer to get through than it really should have. So I already kind of felt like I was playing from behind a little bit. It was actually a bit of a sigh of relief once it was that Kanatsu, because I was like, okay, this is a really hard fight. Like, this is something that could very easily be stalling both me and Eisen. And on my first attempt, I was worried that even with the cursed dwarf Setzel, I wouldn't have the speed to realistically be able to get through it. But on the first attempt, I could see that like it was there. Like I could see it was there to be had. So I needed a few more attempts to get the kinks worked out and get exactly the setup that I wanted. But I wasn't particularly worried about that. But I did feel behind just because of the early play.
You chose to go with more of a brute force and strategic path to getting through Kanatsu. Eisen actually left, hadn't done the tower check, so did tower, and then actually did a door grind to get a little bit more power. What was your mindset with how you wanted to tackle that Kanatsu?
So, I mean, this is why even a single Cecil is good, right? Like, cover, once I got the cover stuff set up, that's what got me through that. I knew I had the Ice 3s, so I knew I had the power. It was just keeping the waves down. So yeah, it was just finding what the right groove was that I needed to be able to keep the wave under control. And I was worried I wouldn't be able to do it. I took the Cecil because I wanted him to have the easiest Mac Giant grind I could possibly have when the Darkness Crystal did show up. And I knew it was going to be he was going to be potentially a bit of a liability if I had to do that Leviathan spot fight. But thankfully, power of the Curse Ring let me get through that.
Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable taking Cecil along when you have both a Dwarf Axe and a Curse Ring. You're going to be able to fix agility whichever way you want when the time comes.
Yep, as we're seeing on screen, EizanTayama is finished with his Threemus fight. So you guys are 1-1. When is game 3?
Sunday at 2, I think.
Very nice. I hope I am around to be able to catch that one.
Yeah, it's I know Eisen's not going to be popping in for an interview, so I just want to say GG's to him. I think we're both extremely close in terms of the level that we raced at, and I've probably lost 5 years off my life in this series already, and still got one more Still got one more left. But I mean, I've already surpassed the goals I set for myself coming into this tournament. So I'm just I'm just free rolling here and just gonna try and pick myself up another win.
Well, you played well tonight, and Eisen played well as well. It was a nail biter all the way down. I know if you weren't biting your nails, I was. So I was biting them for you.
I thought I threw it on that messing up that start that Z fight and having to like do the false start and do it again. I thought I threw the race right there. So
yeah, but reflect strat's too quick. I mean, when you go back and watch it, you'll see Eisen, because he did the door grind to get through Kainazo, didn't feel the need to grind before hitting the moon. And so he was more going on traditional power couple strats. And so even with a wipe, you still had time to get back in there and get the job done.
Yeah, which is a little bit fortunate for me that that's the route that he decided to go for things, because he did mention in the race chat that he didn't go all the way to nuke, which that was the reason why that false start wasn't costly, I guess. But yeah, no, I definitely feel it. I feel like I mostly played well, but I did also get a little bit fortunate. So yeah, I'm just gonna hope for more of the same luck on Sunday.
More luck, or hoping Ground Flyer rolls your seat on Sunday?
Look. Ground Flyer's a good guy, and he's restreamed a lot of my races in this tournament so far. But these last couple of seeds, man, we gotta have some words. This is a round of 16 worthy at least.
During that time slot, so you're safe.
Okay, that's great. I can run into a Scala or an Asuka special or something instead, which is so much better.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Asuka's another restreamer that has a reputation.
Well, that's all I
Music
have
from you shortly.
Yes.
Before that comes up, any last thoughts on the seed, tournament, etc. that you haven't already said?
Yeah, tournament's been great. I've had a blast. It's amazing how much the admins have been able to put together so far, especially Scala Kitty, who's a one-woman wrecking show for this tournament in particular. Yeah, just want to say big thanks, both just for this race, the two of you and Ground and Baka, and for the whole Restream team across all our partners, because it's been a ton of fun.
Well, thank you for putting on yet another great show for us. Best of luck to you in the final match.
Great. And I did throw it in the chat there, but once the end screen pops up, I do pull the music up if Restream wants to hang around for that. But thanks again.
Thank you, and GG's once again.
Cheers.
And that was Zyrak, our winner of tonight. EizanTayama did decide to decline the interview. That is always an option as a restreamer. It is never required. We will be getting the harp music here. If you are new to Free Enterprise, that is one of the aspects we like to randomize, is the music that Edward plays during the twin harp sequence. We did not find it tonight, but with a recent update, that is available to view once the credits have rolled.
Yeah. You don't have to take it as far as Zyrak did. Zyrak, understandably, needed a moment to calm down after everything was done. But if you're running this yourself, your key moment is when the solar system starts to show up. At that point, you can reset, and then if you load up the seed, all you have to do is go straight to the harp in Troya Castle and get your music. Neckbeard Tech, apparently the cost was 5 years of his life.
And once the harp has concluded, while it is the end of our time here on Free Enterprise, we do have another race going on over at RPG Limit Break. We have the number 1 seed Dusty Griff going up against the number 5 seed Invenerable. Dusty Griff chose to take on the Fabul Gauntlet champion as his first opponent in the playoffs. So that match is ongoing. We will be kicking the group on over to there once we get a quick rendition of this music.
Yeah, and Dusty Griff also put these two runners against each other. Whoever wins this third match will have to face off against the winner of that series.
And being the Spoon Division, I guess tonight is a spoony night for races.
Yes, indeed. But here comes that music.
And on that note, with that beautiful rendition of Dearly Beloved from Kingdom Hearts, we are going to end our broadcast here on Free Enterprise. As I said before, we are going to go over to RPG Limit Break. Please, as a reminder, do not spoil the race and its ending in case people were watching on RPG Limit Break and would like to catch the VOD. Real quick shout out to our restreamer Groundflyer and our tracker Baka Shinobi, and to my co-commentator Commander Leonhardt.
And a shout out to my co-commentator Bad Karma as well. Great job working with the entire team here. Glad we got to show off such an exciting race.
And we will see everybody over at RPG Limit Break.